Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Brett and Cindy, Tea and Living. Proverbs chapter 11 and 12. 11 and 12, we're still in wisdom, but
We've moved to righteousness now.
righteousness and wisdom, they throw in a hint of the virtuous woman. But something that pulls off of me, and it may be because this is Sunday, and our pastor's sermon over starting over and ways to starting over is still planning in my head. And I read this verse in chapter 11, verse 14, where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. And I get to thinking, we're talking gardening, we've started planning, and as we read through 11 and get into 12, you see in chapter 12 where verse 11 says, "He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding." Now, I don't know that it really talks about tilling ground, but I get to thinking about gardening and wisdom and seeking advice. And if you're going to go and plant a garden, you're not going to turn on a video and watch me talk about gardening, because I don't know a lot about it. But now, Brett, on the other hand, you could listen to him about gardening, because he's been gardening for several years and he's learned. But even though he knows a lot about gardening, he still turns on videos and homestead videos and gets more ideas from other people.
You can always learn.
And that's what these two chapters spoke to me. It was about, don't be foolish and try to seek wisdom from places it's not, but look for wise people to guide you. It's kind of like you don't plant corn and expect potatoes to grow up. You plant potatoes, you get potatoes. You plant corn, you get corn. You want wisdom, you seek wisdom from people who are wise and have wisdom, from the Word of God, or God who gives wisdom.
It repeatedly tells you to stay away from the wicked and the wicked is the biggest word it uses a lot, but the slothful, the wicked, what's another word it uses in here?
Well, I just keep thinking lazy because it says slothful. The lazy, the unrighteous.
Transgressors, it uses wicked and wickedness a lot. Unjust men, the hypocrite, it tells you to choose wisely who you hang around and who you follow and who you listen to, and trust in the Lord and know His Word and try to live by it. Be examples to someone else, maybe.
Yeah. You don't, if you want to learn something, you don't look to people who doesn't know anything about it. You hang out with people who do. If you want to do right, you don't hang out. What is it? My mom always said, I'm judged by the people I hang out with. You know, people's going to look at me and figure I'm just like them, because those are the people. Oh, Pastor has a funny saying about that.
You hang out in trouble, you get in trouble usually. The
company keep is the trouble you meet,
yeah,
or something like that. That's what our pastor had said one time. That kind of stuck with me. If you don't want to be in trouble, don't hang out with troublemakers. So I don't know. That's what these two chapters. It just seems like these first 12 chapters has all been about wisdom, but in different areas of wisdom.
He calls it righteousness, but it's still the wisdom of God.
Yep. Teaching you to be right and to be a good person.
It's kind of like a set of scales, these two, because it tells you, the righteous man will be this way, the wicked man will be this way.
You don't have to hang out with this one. If somebody does you wrong, you forgive them, but that don't mean you have to be best friends with them. You can say, okay, you know what? That's fine. We don't have to agree. I can live the way I need to live. You can live the way you need to live.
The last part gets into some of the things that I guess you can say the wicked people do. It says, like 12 and 23 says, a prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaimeth foolishness. That goes back to that saying about be thought of a fool is one thing, but to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't want to hang out with people and be associating with people who's going to bring you down. If you're wanting joy, you don't hang out with people who are miserable all the time.
And the last one, it says, in the way of righteousness is life. In the pathway thereof there is no death.
Because if you follow after God, you have a life.
It's the goal, the ultimate goal.
Eternal life comes from the righteousness of God. Pretty good thought. Pretty good thing. Like I said, just some thoughts that run through our minds as we read through Proverbs 11 and 12. Let us know what you think. What did you get out of it?
This is just what stood out to us as we read it. But maybe there's something different stands out to you when you read it.
Just leave us a comment.
Like the video, leave us a comment. Have a good Sunday.